Preseason's gone really, really well. We've already played 2 games that I think that we've used them as a good stepping stones. There's results are going our way, but it's preseason, so I don't really care about the results. It's the actions in the games. The guys have come together really, really well. The heat has been miserable, but given our depth and the guys' fitness, they've done a really good job getting acclimated. So the last week and a half has been pretty good.
I think the games have gone pretty well. The results show that we're ready and we came in ready. And like he said, we have a deep team, so as soon as we get tired or something happens, there's another guy's ready at the same level to bring it. So it's looking good.
A lot of the young freshmen, new boys have showed up ready to compete with the older guys. A lot of times you have the young guys come in at 18 and they're not ready to play at the speed, pace, athleticism of our older boys, and they've done a really good job of pushing older guys and making sure that nobody's job is safe. Which is great for me as a coach, great for the other guys because they have to show up every day. And then their fitness as a collective has been strong from top to bottom. That makes my job a lot easier because we can focus more on soccer than we have to worry about fitness and getting guys where they need to be. It limits injuries, knock on wood, and it just makes things a lot easier when you have those two right from the bat.
Yeah, the squad depth's really good. I think that's one of the biggest highlights this year is how good the majority of our squad is, technical ability and playing style. And I think that's one of the best attributes that we have this year is the technical ability of everyone on this team. Injuries, I think we have a lot of injuries on this team. I'm one of them. And it's just kind of the worst part is just standing on the sideline watching everyone doing what you want to do the most.
Unfortunately, we play sport, and when you play sports, people get injured, and you can't really pick and choose. So you can do your best to do rehabilitation and make sure you're doing the right things, but sometimes the injury bug just strikes, and we've been lucky the last 2 years. We haven't really been hit by it, but this year it's come in a strong wave. Some guys are out for the year, some guys are out for a couple weeks, but everybody deals with it. So it doesn't matter where you are, what camp, what school, what program, you have to deal with the injury bug. And hopefully we'll get ours out of the way in non-conference and early on this season, and then we can focus on more getting guys healthy for the GSC. Our target is always to do well against everybody, but we pride ourselves on finishing top 4, trying to finish with a title in the Gulf South, because if you're in the top 4 in the Gulf South, you're probably one of the better teams in the country, just on the level of that. So the injuries have been tough, the heat's been tough, but other than that, this camp has gone pretty well. So you can dwell on the bad things and the things that are struggling with, but I try to look forward to the new guys doing well, the old boys leading the way they're supposed to, the development of this culture. I feel like we're already closer than we have been in past just because of the group. It's just a different dynamic. So I'd say there's a lot more going our way than not going our way.
Well, you would think it'd be pretty hard. 18 new guys when you can only play 11 on the field. It'd be tough to get everyone in, especially from the demographics that we have. But it's gone really well, all things considered. You know, you would think, again, it'd be difficult, but we're coming together, and it takes time, obviously, but it's good. Well, I think we have a good base with our older guys, Mark and I, and especially with our coaching staff, that it just makes it a lot easier when we all have the same expectations and everyone knows we all have the same goals. And, you know, Coach Bruce really sets expectations before we get here. So they come in knowing exactly X, Y, Z. So when they come in, all they have to do is acclimate to the culture and the heat. And they've done a good job so far.
Pick a day and there's a new guy stepping up. If you would have asked us after fitness, you got Josue, who killed it, came in from freshman from New Jersey, that came down and got acclimated real fast, killed the mile repeats. You've got every day there seems, I think that for the first couple days, there was a new boy that was doing really, really well. During the first game, Eugene, guy from Calera, Alabama, right down the street, that we picked up late in the summer, had 2 goals and an assist. Diogo, 2 goals and an assist in a game. We played Emery and Michael Milron from Calera, Alabama, scored a banger, while, you've got Oetker from Barcelona doing well. It really just seems that this group is going to be one that we're going to have somebody step up, whether it's an everyday, whether it's training or a game. That's nice. I would love to have the guy that we know is going to score, or we know that's going to play out of their mind, but it's not bad from a coaching standpoint when every day there's a new guy playing to a better level and raising the level, which makes it hard to defend and hard to play against, which is nice.
I would say on the field, looking at it, we have a new player, Bronco, and he may not have goals so far, but his technical ability and the way he keeps the ball and looks forward is really good.
I'm throwing him out there. It's Diogo. His first year with us 2 years ago, he redshirted. Last year, he got a couple minutes, but not a lot. But he's done extremely well the first couple days of preseason, and that's on and off the field. He's probably one of our hardest workers, if not the hardest worker, but he's really starting to put it together on the field and playing like an older player, a little bit more composed, but he's then creating a good environment for the young guys to learn and do things really, really well. So really, really proud of him. Our goalkeeping core has stepped up and done very well. I think this might be top to bottom our best goalkeeping core, where we don't have a number one right now, and guys are still fighting it out, which is great for me. That makes my job happy, that no matter who we throw in net, the guys are going to be happy for. And then you've got like Sebas, who played a lot of minutes last year, is really coming into his own in the back. So a lot of the old boys are kind of making the conversion from I'm just a player on this team to now I'm a leader to that stuff. And that's not to mention that these guys are doing a really good job off the field, because I truly believe that off the field chemistry and leadership matters a lot. Yeah, so the goalkeeping situation this year is that we have 5. Unfortunately, we lost one of them to a broken hand, our boy from Florida, but the core is still very good. We returned Tommy. Andrew came in last semester, added Ethan, and picked up Manny, and the group itself really has very small gaps between one another. They all bring a certain skill set tool, but it's one of those where when I look at who's starting or who's playing, there isn't a drop off. So if I say blank is going to start today and something happens, I know we've got a guy and another guy right behind him that we can throw in net, and our defenders won't blink. They'll be comfortable with somebody back there, just based on what we've seen, which then translates into training. When it's hard to score in training, it makes scoring in games a little bit easier. When your goalkeepers are stopping a lot more shots in training, the forwards have to be better. And then I get to talk a little bit more about creativity in the front group. So as your goalkeeping gets better, your defending gets better, your attacking gets better, it really just raises the level entirely.
Obviously we want to look forward and look to championships and titles, but at this point we're taking it game by game. We've had 2 good games to where we've had good results and good team performances and a lot of improvements, but for me it's just the next game, and after that game it's just the next game, and then we'll get into conference play. So for me it's that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we really want to focus on here that really needs to be shared is the leadership in this group. I've found that my best years, the leadership steps up, and you have a group of leaders, not just a captain, but you've got a group of guys that have done well in preparation for the season, and then more so in the season, keeping guys in line, making sure the culture is the culture, that guys know how to act and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, more than the staff. So if you've got guys like we currently have right now that really take pride in the program, you see it on the field. And I think that these guys, the players union and the older guys, really need to get credit with this group so far in what we're getting as a result. Now, we're not a results-based team. We want to do things a certain way, but got to give the older guys credit in this group that they're doing the right things so far, and it really makes me happy to see the results come because of it.